That flash of rage isn't an emotion, it's a neurological hijack, and this is your step-by-step manual to reclaim the trigger before it fires. That heat behind your eyes, the clench in your jaw, the voice that's suddenly 3 octaves lower and 1,000 degrees hotter. You think this is anger. It's not. It's a biological takeover. Your primitive brain has seized the controls, ejected your rational mind, and is now flying the plane straight into the ground. And you're in the passenger seat, watching it happen. This ends now. For the next 25 minutes, you will learn the cold response framework, a tactical protocol to intercept the hijacking, cool the system, and respond from command, not from chaos. This isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about reclaiming sovereignty over your own nervous system. The trigger is yours. Take it back. Chapter 1. Anger is not an emotion. It's a hijacking. You have been lied to about anger. You've been told it's a feeling, a passion, something to be expressed or managed. This is wrong. Anger, in its explosive form, is not an emotion. It is a neurological hijacking. Here is the sequence, measured in milliseconds. Perceived threat. A trigger occurs: an insult, a frustration, an injustice. Amygdala activation. Your amygdala, the brain's ancient alarm siren, screams, "Danger!" It bypasses your prefrontal cortex, your rational, thinking brain. Chemical dump. Your body is flooded with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart rate spikes. Blood diverts to your limbs. Your vision tunnels. You are now in a biochemical state of fight. Executive function shutdown. Your capacity for logic, empathy, and long-term consequences suppressed. You are running on a 50,000-year-old survival script. This is not you getting angry. This is your body preparing for combat. You have been physically transformed into a weapon, and the target is whoever or whatever triggered you. The thoughts that follow, how dare they, I'll show them. This is unacceptable, are not rational judgments. They are the primitive brain's justifications for the violent state it has already created. The first step to control is to relabel what is happening. The moment you feel the heat rise, you must say to yourself, "This is a hijacking. My amygdala has taken control." This simple act of naming creates the first critical inch of separation between you and the reaction. You are not the hijacking. You are the awareness that is witnessing it. That awareness is your lifeline. That awareness is where your power begins. Chapter 2. The 90-second biological rule. Ride the wave. Here is the single most important fact you will ever learn about anger. The biochemical surge of anger, if left unfed, lasts approximately 90 seconds. 90 seconds. That's it. The adrenaline rush, the cortisol spike, the physical heat, it is a wave that builds, peaks, and recedes naturally in about a minute and a half. Your body is designed to process it and return to baseline if you do not fuel it. But you fuel it. How? With your thoughts. The hijacking happens, and then your mind, trying to make sense of the emergency, starts telling a story. This person is wrong. This is unfair. This always happens to me. Each thought is like throwing gasoline on a dying fire. It reignites the chemical response. You take a 90-second biological event and turn it into a 90-minute rage, a bitter day, or a lifelong grudge. The cold response framework depends on this rule. When you feel the hijack begin, your first and only job is to do nothing for 90 seconds. Do not speak. Do not act. Do not justify. Your sole mission is to breathe and feel the physical sensations without feeding the story. Feel the heat in your face. Feel the tension in your hands. Feel your rapid heartbeat. Observe them like a scientist. Interesting. My heart is beating fast. My face is hot. This is called surfing the wave. You don't fight it. You don't amplify it. You let it pass beneath you. Set a mental timer. For 90 seconds, you are in a biological storm shelter. You are waiting for the tornado of chemicals to pass. After 90 seconds, the intensity will drop. The fog will begin to clear. Only then, from this calmer state, do you have access to choice. The hijacking is over. You are back in the pilot's seat. Now you can decide how to land the plane. Chapter 3. The Cold Response Protocol. The 3-stage intercept. You cannot reason with a hijacker. You must follow a protocol. The Cold Response Protocol has 3 stages designed to be executed in order. Stage 1. The physical disconnect. 0-10 seconds. Your first move is not mental. It is physical. You must break the visual and physical feedback loop that is amplifying the rage. The 1,000-yard stare. Instantly break eye contact. Look at a neutral point in the distance, a wall, a tree, the horizon. This stops the aggressive face-to-face posturing that fuels the fight response. The grounding step. Physically take one slow step backward. Create literal space. This signals to your primitive brain that you are not, in fact, moving in to fight. It disrupts the attack posture. The silent breath. Take one deep, silent breath in through your nose, feeling your diaphragm expand. Do not let out an audible sigh that is a communication of frustration. This breath is for you alone, to oxygenate your brain. Stage 2. The internal mantra, 10-30 seconds. With the physical loop broken, you now deploy your internal software patch. You repeat a pre-programmed, calming mantra. It must be simple and physiological. Not calm down, that doesn't work. Use cool head, loose hands, slow heart. Say it in your mind. Cool head. Imagine your forehead cooling. Loose hands. Consciously relax your clenched fists. Slow heart. Imagine your heartbeat settling. This mantra redirects your brain's attention from the external threat to the internal task of regulating your body. It is a direct counter-command to the hijacking. Stage 3. The strategic pause and amp response selection. 30 seconds onward, after the mantra, you impose a strategic pause. You say, either internally or aloud, I need a moment to process that. This is a non-confrontational, powerful statement. It declares that you are in control of the timeline. It is not a retreat, it is a tactical repositioning. In this pause, you ask yourself the cold response question. What is the most strategic response here to protect my peace and achieve my objective? Notice, the question is not how do I win or how do I make them pay. It is about strategy and peace. This question activates your prefrontal cortex or strategist. It forces you out of the animal brain and into the general's tent. From here, you can choose a calm rebuttal, a boundary, a disengagement, a delayed discussion. The response is now a choice, not a reaction. This protocol disconnect mantra pauses your emergency drill. Practice it in low-stakes moments so it becomes automatic when the true hijack begins. Chapter 4. The fuel identifiers. Pride, injustice, and helplessness. Anger is not the fire. It is the smoke. The fire is always one of 3 hidden fuels. To control anger long-term, you must identify and address the fuel. When you feel hijacked, ask, which fuel is burning? Fuel 1. Wounded pride. This is the anger of how dare they. Someone disrespects you, ignores you, or fails to recognize your status. Your ego is bruised, and anger is its defense mechanism. It screams, I am important, to cover the whisper. I feel insignificant. The antidote, humility. Ask yourself, Does my sense of worth really depend on this person's opinion in this moment? Fuel 2. Perceived injustice. This is the anger of, "That's not fair." A rule is broken, a line is crossed, you are cheated. This fuel is tied to your core values. It feels righteous, which makes it especially dangerous and addictive. The antidote: impact over injustice. Ask, is my angry reaction fixing the injustice, or is it just adding more chaos? What corrective action would actually solve this? Fuel 3. Frustration, helplessness. This is the anger of, "I can't fix this." Traffic, broken technology, a stubborn problem, a crying child. You are blocked from a goal, and your brain interprets the obstacle as a threat, triggering fight mode against an inanimate object or an uncooperative situation. The antidote: agency. Ask, what is the one smallest thing I can control right now? Shift your focus from the immovable obstacle to the movable next step. By identifying the fuel, you disarm the bomb. You realize the anger is a signal, not a solution. It's pointing to a bruised ego, a violated value, or a loss of control. Address that root, and the angry smoke dissipates on its own. You stop being a puppet of your triggers and become a diagnostician of your own distress. Chapter 5. From hot reactor to cold observer, the daily mindfulness drill you cannot learn to defuse a bomb in the middle of an explosion. You must train in peacetime. The daily practice that rewires you from a hot reactor to a cold observer is deliberate discomfort observation. For 5 minutes each day, you will seek out a minor, controlled frustration and practice observing your reaction without acting on it. Examples: sit in a slightly too hot or too cold bath. Stand in a slow-moving line and don't pull out your phone. Listen to a piece of music you dislike. Your only task is to observe the physical and mental impulses that arise. Notice the itch to escape, the mental complaint, the subtle anger at the situation. Label them. There is impatience. There is a judgment. There is heat in my face. Do not judge the feelings. Just watch them come and go like clouds. This daily drill does 2 things. First, it builds your tolerance for the sensation of frustration without needing to erupt or flee. You are strengthening your pause muscle. Second, it teaches you that you are not your impulses. There is a space between the trigger and you. In that space is your power. By practicing in small, safe doses, you are inoculating yourself against the big hijackings. When a real trigger hits, your brain will already be familiar with the territory of discomfort. It will know how to observe, not just react. Chapter 6. The language of boundaries, not the law of retaliation. Uncontrolled anger often masquerades as setting a boundary. But screaming, blaming, and threatening are not boundaries. They are attacks. They invite counterattacks. They start wars. A true boundary is set with the cold, clear language of a sovereign state, not the hot rhetoric of a revolutionary mob. The cold response framework provides the language. The retaliation script, the hijack. You are so inconsiderate, you never listen. If you do that again, you'll be sorry. The boundary script, the cold response. When you, specific action, I feel, your emotion, not their fault. I need, specific, reasonable change. If this continues, I will, specific, calm action you will take to protect your peace. Example, instead of, you're always on your phone, you don't care about me. Attack. You say, when you are on your phone during our dinner, I feel disconnected and unimportant. I need us to have phone-free meals. If phones come out, I will finish my meal and we can talk later. See the difference. The boundary is about your feelings, your needs, and your actions. It is not about controlling them. It is about controlling what you will tolerate and what you will do in response. This language is almost impossible to argue with because it is not an accusation. It is a statement of your internal policy. It comes from a place of calm self-respect, not hot disrespect. It ends cycles, it doesn't escalate them. Chapter 7, The After-Action Report. How to audit an anger episode. You will have failures. The hijacking will sometimes win. The cold response is not about perfection. It is about progress. Progress is guaranteed by the after-action report. After any episode where anger took control, big or small, you must conduct a cool-headed audit. Wait until you are completely calm, then take out a notebook. Answer these 3 questions. The trigger. What was the exact moment the hijack began? Not the story, the physical event. When they said the word lazy. The fuel. Which primary fuel was it? Pride, injustice, helplessness. The point of failure. At which stage of the cold response protocol did I fail? Did I not disconnect? Did I skip the mantra and go straight to the story? Did I not take the pause? Then write 1 sentence. Next time, when trigger, I will immediately specific stage 1 or 2 action. This turns failure into data. It removes shame, which fuels more anger, and installs a concrete plan for the next skirmish. You are not a bad person for getting angry. You are a trainee who just identified a flaw in your technique. Now you can fix it. This report is how you upgrade your operating system after a crash. Chapter 8, The Unsent Letter Technique. Draining the poison. Chronic anger, grudges, and resentment are a poison you brew for someone else and then drink yourself. The body keeps the score. That lingering rage lives in your muscles, your stress hormones, your sleep. It must be drained. The cold response method for this is the unsent letter. Sit down. Write a letter to the person you are angry with. Do not hold back. Use every vile, vicious, honest word you have. Blame them. Curse them. Describe the injustice in graphic detail. Let the hot reaction flow onto the page. This is the expulsion of the poison. When you are finished, read it aloud to yourself. Hear the heat. Feel the release. Then you will do the most important part. You will destroy the letter. Burn it. Shred it. Delete it. Do not send it. The act of destruction is the ritual of release. You have taken the poison out of your body and mind and symbolically eliminated it. You have spoken your truth without starting a war. You have honored your feeling without being enslaved by it. This technique clears the emotional cache so you can face the person or situation with a cooler head if necessary, or simply move on without the weight.
Chapter 9. Building your cold response environment. Your environment can be a hijacking accomplice or a cold response ally. You must engineer it to support calm. The HALT check. You're most vulnerable to hijackings when you are hungry, angry, already, lonely, or tired. Make monitoring these states part of your protocol. If you are in an HALT state, declare a ceasefire with the world. Eat, rest, recover. Do not engage in important conversations. The de-escalation space. Identify a physical location in your home or work that is your cool-down zone. It should be quiet, minimally stimulating. When you feel the pre-hijack tension, go there. This conditions your brain to associate that space with calming down. Input control. The media, news, and social media you consume can be a constant drip of injustice and outrage fuel. Fuel number 2. Conduct a ruthless audit. Cut off inputs that professionally hijack your amygdala for clicks. You cannot practice internal calm while consuming external chaos. Your environment should make the cold response the path of least resistance. Set it up so that choosing calm is easier than choosing conflict.
Chapter 10. The Sovereignty of the Pause. When anger becomes a tool, the final goal is not to eliminate anger. That is impossible and unhealthy. Anger is a signal. It tells you a boundary has been crossed, a value violated, and effort blocked. The goal of the cold response framework is to transform anger from a master that controls you into a tool that you control. When you master the pause, you achieve this transformation. Anger arrives, but you intercept it. You feel its energy, its clarity, its power, but you are not consumed by it. You can now use it. You can use its energy to fuel relentless action on a meaningful project, channeling helplessness fuel. You can use its clarity to finally state a boundary you've been avoiding, channeling pride fuel. You can use its focus to fight intelligently for a real injustice, channeling injustice fuel. This is anger with a steering wheel. This is power. The hijacking brain screams for a reckless, immediate explosion. The sovereign mind says, "Thank you for the alert. I have the data. Now, I will decide the mission." You are no longer a prisoner of your own chemistry. You are the commander of your own energy. The hijack sequence is now known. The 90-second wave can be surfed. The protocol is drilled. You now hold the manual to your own nervous system. From this moment, the heat behind your eyes is not a command. It is a signal to disconnect, to mantra, to pause, to ask about fuel, not fire, to speak boundaries, not retaliation, to conduct audits, not self-flagellation. The world will continue to provide triggers, but you are no longer a loaded weapon, waiting to be bumped. You are a secured facility. The alarms may sound, but the codes are required for launch, and only you hold the codes. Walk into your next conflict, not with the hope that it won't trigger you, but with the certainty that you own the trigger. The cold response is now your default. The heat is theirs. The calm is yours. Keep it.